do, everybody? This is Junior Zamrone coming at you from Disney Springs in Orlando, Florida for a special edition of baseball, bobbleheads, and brews. Unfortunately, on this trip, I didn't sneak in a lot of brews, but we're going to see what the House of Mouse has to offer. Let's get to it. That was a fun trip to Disney World, the Magic Kingdom, and my favorite spot, Hollywood Studios. But before we get started for the show, I would like to extend our deepest condolences to the families of Don Sutton, Tommy Lasorda, and the legendary Hammerin' Hank Aaron. Though you're gone, your legacies will live on for generations to come, and you will truly, truly be missed. Now, when we got to Walt Disney World, besides going to Hollywood Studios to check out Star Wars Land, I really wanted to go to the ESPN Wide World of Sports. Unfortunately, it was closed to the public, and I ignored pretty much all the signs that were in front of me. And we rolled up on the back practice fields for the baseball area. And we were rolled up by Disney security. And as I got out of the car, I told them I just wanted to take a picture of the baseball field for the show. And they're like, nah, we closed. So unfortunately, we didn't get to experience everything that the Wide World of Sports had to offer. So next time we go back, we definitely want to check it out. ESPN's Wide World of Sports is located in Bay Lake, Florida, on the Walt Disney World Resort property. It's a 220-acre multi-sports complex that was opened back in 1997. It was the former spring training home of the Atlanta Braves from 1997 all the way through 2019. The first event that was held at this venue was an exhibition baseball game between the Atlanta Braves and the Cincinnati Reds on March 28, 1997, a game that was won by the Braves by the final score of 9-7. The stadium on the Disney property is known as Champion Stadium. It was originally just called the Ballpark, and then Frito-Lay purchased the naming rights and called it Cracker Jack Stadium. Unfortunately, in 2007, Frito-Lay decided not to continue their partnership with Disney, and the stadium was just named the Ballpark at Disney's Wide World of Sports, until November of that same year when the clothing brand company Champion purchased the naming rights. The stadium itself has hosted the inaugural 2006 World Baseball Classic Pool D, which featured Venezuela, Australia, the Dominican Republic, and Italy. Champion Stadium has hosted two MLB regular season series in 2007 and again in 2008. They were both hosted by the local team, the Tampa Bay Rays. They welcomed in the Texas Rangers in 2007, and in 2008 welcomed our friends from the north, the Toronto Blue Jays. Unfortunately, baseball left the complex in 2019 when the Atlanta Braves moved their spring training facilities to Cool Trust Park in Venice, Florida, or better known as Northport. The Wide World of Sports was rebranded into ESPN's Wide World of Sports in 2010. It received massive upgrades, including a brand new hotel and a brand new arena, which is currently scheduled to host the 2021 Gatorade League Bubble. It has also hosted the WNBA, the NFL's Pro Bowl weekend, and last year's MLS is Back tournament during the pandemic. Most notably, the arena hosted the NBA bubble, which saw the Los Angeles Lakers crowned champions. I hope one day baseball will return to the House of Mouse. That way I can catch a game in Disney World. Bobblehead comes from our good friends at AGP, but their retail side of Bobble Dobbles, and it features the Disney collection for the National Football League. It features a throwing quarterback Mickey Mouse for the Oakland Raiders. It was released in 2002, and don't worry, there's a whole set for all 32 NFL teams, and by sets, I mean 3 Disney favorites in Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy. But if NFL isn't your thing, and you like MLB or the National Hockey League, there were also sets that were released in 2003 for those. The base is 2 inches wide and 3 inches long. It sits in at 7.5 inches tall to the top of Mickey's ears, and I believe it's made of ceramic because it's very heavy and solid. The paint is very glossy, and you normally see that in Forever Collectible bobbleheads, but not normally in AGP's stadium giveaways. But because this is a retail bobblehead, they might have changed the process. As always, the lettering and the logos are raised, and there's even texture on the pigskin that Mickey is throwing. The bobblehead did come to me used, so the paint isn't perfect. There's marks on his nose and along the bottom of the base near the word Mickey. Now, I'm a 49er fan, and unfortunately I have the set for the Oakland Raiders, so I'd love to track down the 49ers set, but either way, this set from AGP is definitely a touchdown and a must-have for any collection. our way through the Magic Kingdom, we found some really good brews along the way. But me being a tequila guy, we were in the Mexico portion of Epcot, so I had to hit up La Cave de Tequila at the San Angel Inn. And La Cave basically means the cave of tequila. I enjoyed a blood orange margarita and a shot of Don Julio. The margarita itself had enough spice that it woke you up, but had plenty of relief for the citrus that was included, and the shot of Don Julio was very smooth. Now, tequila is very complex, and I've had a lot of tequila. I like Casa Noble, I like Salsa Hornito, but if you're working your way up, work up to Don Julio 1942. Very smooth, almost tastes like water. Now, after the tequila, we moved on to the United Kingdom portion of Epcot, and I got a Smithwick's Irish Ale. It was deep in color, deep in flavor, not super hoppy, but you can definitely feel it on the tongue. The beautiful thing about it was that it had a very smooth finish, and it paired very nicely with my Scotch egg that I had for lunch. As we left the park, we went to the local Publix market and we found a beer from Lakeland, Florida, from Brew Hub called Diver Down. It's an Imperial Red Ale, and it's sat in at 8% alcohol by volume. It featured 2-row Munich barley and Magnum and Willamette hops. It was very dark and had a lot of coffee notes to it, and unfortunately had a very bitter finish. But on vacation I thought, why not try something out of my comfort zone? But the beer that really caught my attention comes from DeLand, Florida, from Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. And they were founded in 2014. And they focus on American and Belgian style ales. Their motto is drink sensibly, but get weird. Because they feel that every beer should be fun, a little bit weird, and a work of art in a glass. The beer that I found was their Daytona Dirty Blonde Ale. It sits in at 4.1% alcohol by volume, and it's malt forward with a subtle hop flavor. Now, I tried to figure out what was used in the brewing process, but it sort of remained a mystery, so it leaves you guessing and wanting more. The beer itself won a silver medal in 2017 at the Best Florida Beer Festival. So let's see what this award-winning brew has to offer. I'm picking up a very sweet aroma, sort of that of a pan dulce or a sweet bread, but I also picked up a slightly floral aroma that could be like a flower or even the wheat that's used in the beer. I'm picking up the carbonation on the first sip, and it's not horrible, but the pour itself is a beautiful golden color, sort of like a setting sun. This beer got me all poetic. Now, it does have a nice head to it, and it's very frothy, which is a good thing. It has a very crisp taste, and it gives way to a citrus-like flavor, sort of like a key lime, in my opinion. Now, There is a slight hoppy bite to it, but it's not aggressive at all. It's sort of just sitting in the background going, what's happening? I'm still here. Now, a beer like this has a tough shadow to get out of because I love the Pyramid Brewery Curveball, which is my #1 go-to blonde ale. Recently, we found Almanac Brewing Company's Kolsch style ale to be right up there with it, and I believe that this dirty blonde right here is now in the top 3. It's full of flavor, subtle, and crisp, and that's everything I need in a blonde ale. Now, Daytona is known for the Daytona 500, one of the world's most famous beaches, and the sun and the sand. So even if you're not in Florida or you're out here in Cali on a rainy day, you can picture those beautiful waves crashing down and enjoying this wonderful, crisp, refreshing beer. So if you're in the House of Mouse, aka Walt Disney World, I encourage you to grab this brew from Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company and enjoy it. And there's a big shout out to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, where I found this out in Kissimmee, Florida. I'm going to link you up with Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company as well as ABC Fine Wine and Spirit. That way you can find the Daytona Dirty Blonde Ale near you. I'm also going to leave a link in the description below for Dugout Mugs, who has this wonderful mug that I'm drinking out of today. They have all MLB teams, plus you can get a custom bat mug of your choice. And finally, I'm going to link you up again with AGP. That way you can stay up to the moment on their revolutionary products that they have coming out, plus their mystery box bobbleheads that are on sale currently. I want to encourage everybody to hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you for joining us on another wonderful edition of Baseball, Bobbleheads, and Brews. And we'll see you next time on Baseball, Bobbleheads, and Brews.